I live in Florida, Tallahassee,
Really?
Florida, to be exact. And people outside of Florida keep saying they expect us to maybe hit a fourth wave. The us is here in Florida. We thought we were still in the first wave because it ain't slowed down a bit. So, but I guess around the country, people are expecting a fourth wave. So we have a fourth wave that's being expected. We have various mutations that are popping up, and then we got the vaccinations going on. So, Pat, let's start off with why you didn't want to talk about this.
Because, we've been talking about COVID longer than anybody for like the last year, right?
I mean, we are the podcast who broke the story on COVID for the world.
So for the whole world, we gonna wear that.
I mean, who find me a podcast that was talking about COVID before January 21st, and I take that back. January 21st, 2020. Yeah.
No, I mean, for me, it's like, look, right? People ain't been taking it serious for a whole year and some change.
Right.
Wave after wave after wave, variant after variant after variant, death after death after restriction after restriction after whatever. People ain't taking it seriously. So I'm kind of at the point now with COVID where I'm like, what the fuck is the point? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna still keep up with it, and even still with that, we're still dealing with the same rumors,
5G
misunderstandings. You know what I'm saying? The same myths been circulating since early March or late March.
5G real though. That shit real though.
They still circulating now. They've been disproven over and over and over again, and they still exist. So it's kind of like, why keep talking about this?
I mean, of course, we know it's been beat in the ground because it's been around so long. I think, in my opinion, I think we should know where it's at. We should know where we at. It shouldn't be a constant topic of conversation. But every now and then we should pop in and know where it's at, little updates and stuff because of the reasons you just said. Because the virus is still spreading. I think I was reading and they were saying in Michigan they're having 5,000 cases, new cases a day.
Michigan's having a huge surge right now.
Yeah, in the Northeast they're having a huge surge. I mean, so think about it. Like here in Florida, there's people have never followed anything. And then Texas and Mississippi, they're like, all right, y'all can go outside. You don't have to worry about social distancing or a mask. Like I just went and picked up some food from a restaurant here. That bitch packed. I'm talking about packed. People sitting up under each other. Like folk are not wearing, like in this city. When Friday, when I leave one of my buildings and go to the other building, everybody can tell you exactly Friday at 5:00. If we go through FSU campus, you want to know exactly what we're going to see every Friday at 5:00? We're going to see a line of about 300 white kids with no mask on, packed up in the line to get into a club. Same club that they go to every Friday. When we go to the gas station, no mask. When we just out in the communities, people not want to wear masks. It's crazy. And then you got, that's on one end, and then on the other end, people don't want to get vaccinated.
Right.
So, I mean, black people going to have to make a choice at some point, though.
I mean, not making the choice is making the choice. They choosing to die. They're choosing to get sick. They're choosing to be at the mercy of whatever.
Because I mean, the vaccine is being pushed. I don't agree with pushing the vaccine on the black community. But I understand, we all understand why the vaccine is being pushed on the black community because of the severity and just the prevalence of health disparities in the black community.
But my thing is like, and I've been saying this from the beginning. Whether you get vaccinated or not, that's a personal decision. I don't have the expertise to advise one way or the other. And honestly, you do what's best for you, one way or the other. But if you're not gonna get vaccinated, you need to take the proper precautions. And even if you do get vaccinated, that don't mean that you can just go back to living your life like it's golden. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, yeah. You can still pass the virus with the vaccine.
right. And
Still,
some of them you can still get it. It just won't be as severe.
yeah. But they're having so many mutations of the virus that it's not the vaccine isn't covering all strands of the virus. So people do need to understand that.
And we've talked in previous shows about why there are so many mutations popping up now. Every time the vaccine, every time the virus gets a chance to replicate, it's a chance for a new mutation.
I mean, hell, as rapidly as it's passing, it's being passed from one person to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. I mean, like they keep like mass gatherings keep happening.
I mean, before we started recording, having the goddamn block party right across the street.
Man, they just had the Kodak Black concert here. I mean, mass gatherings are happening. People are more concerned with getting money right now than getting rid of. Because if we get rid of COVID, everybody can get more money.
But I think COVID has also become a challenge because you're hearing a lot of people talking about, you know, I love COVID because it forced me to be a hustler.
But guess what? And not to cut you off, my bad.
No, I was done. Go ahead.
But like we said last week, don't get caught up in what you see on social media. Look at the numbers. That's not the majority of people. The majority of people are hurting because of COVID. Yes, hell, I've had success during COVID. My net worth has increased during COVID. I've had things that gotten a whole lot better during COVID, but that's me. Most of the people that live around me that I know, a lot of people that I know that hurt, they're not doing well. They're not doing good. COVID is affecting Black America in a negative way. And don't let the people on social media fool you. Everybody not living like that. It's not, because you got to think about if a person got 300,000 followers, if that one person who has the 300,000 followers are doing good, so what's the condition of 300,000 people?
People ain't thinking about it like that, and I'm sure so y'all can probably still hear the remnants of the party going on in my background.
Yeah,
but people ain't thinking about it like that because, you know, even when we talk about like YouTube, people tend to look at the talking head, and they look at the million people following this one person as if that's one person too. But the concept that for this one person to be where they are, they had to do better than millions of other people. That seems to be a lost concept. Everybody thinks, well, if they could do it, I could do it. No, that is not how life works.
I mean, that's the idea and the motivation and the inspiration, but is it the actualization?
But I mean, I think honestly that's part of the problem. People get motivated by bullshit. They get inspired by foolishness. Like, if I see you, if you eating good motivates me to go do something to eat good, that's not a good source of motivation. because it's not internal. What happens if the next time I see you, you doing bad? You were my motivation to go be successful. Now you are not being successful anymore. What does that do to me that's tied my structure and my self belief to your success? Like,
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
well, you know how I feel about motivational speakers, but yeah, I mean, you have to do more than just feel good. But see, the thing about it is like, because it makes me think about like with this COVID and vaccines, because I'm seeing a lot of people on social media that I know who don't do no type of reading or research on the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they are anti-vaccine because everybody else that they know who they feel is smart, right? But a lot of people that I've been talking to who are pro-black and who were anti-vaccine are now like, "Hey, man, I'm thinking about this vaccine." And they're like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "Look, bro, I'm vaccinated." Because a lot of other people that I know who are pro-black, who are conscious, very intelligent, who up to this point be like, "Man, fuck the vaccine." They are seeing like, "Hey, man, it's not safe out here." Like people really don't care about themselves or others. People are willing to die to go have fun. And so they're thinking about their own personal safety. They think about their well-being, their family and things, and like, "Hey, bro, well, what do you think?" And I'm like, "Look, I'm not going to tell you to get it. I'm not going to tell you not to get it. But if you ask me why I got it because I'm around the virus. Matter of fact, I've been around the virus since the beginning. When you talk about essential workers, I've been on the ground level essential worker since last March. I've been around the virus and testing capacities. I've been around the virus and vaccination. Well, not necessarily vaccination capacity because you need to be native to get the vaccination, but I've been around the virus in professional settings and regular settings. And it's just, I'm around the virus too much. So I made the decision to keep myself safe to get vaccinated. But what I had the privilege of being able to watch others who were vaccinated and ask questions, and ask medical professionals questions and all these things here, and then make an informed decision based off my own research and observations. So, but the problem is, like I said, you got people who are like, "No, bro, don't take that vaccine out, man. I ain't messing with that vaccine," or even posting on social media telling people not to take it, but not based off their own research, but based off how they feel about it and their misconceptions of the mistreatment of black people from the medical industry. Not saying that the medical industry don't mistreat black people, but what they think is happening ain't really happening like that. They're misinformed on how it's happening. And so you see a lot of these people putting that information out there and people listening to them. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do your own research. And I talked to you. I believe I talked to PC. I think I talked to a couple people about just having somebody to talk to about my thoughts on the vaccine because I've been reading up and I stay into that kind of stuff anyways. But the biggest deal for me was like what you said earlier. And I'm not vaccinated, but like I said, I've been talking about it because I can't keep my environment safe. Like too many people around me refuse to take the shit seriously. And so you find yourself in a compromised situation. Do you stand by your guns and don't get it and potentially get COVID and have to deal with the full force of COVID? Or do you get vaccinated and deal with whatever potential side effects may come from that? But when you come into contact with COVID, you're protected. Even if you do get it,
It
the
lessens the
effects
effect.
of it won't be as bad.
Right.
And that's a hard situation to juggle. So that's, going from the start, this was something I was always worried about, which is why I always took the approach of never saying that I'm not going to get vaccinated. I always wanted to make sure that I never said that I wasn't going to get vaccinated. Now, I said I wouldn't be like the first person to get vaccinated. I did
Right,
say that.
right. Well, we both said that we wanted to see what happens and wait and do some observations and some research. That's what we said.
Yeah. So, but my thing was, and my thing still is, I would rather not get vaccinated. But if I have to choose between catching COVID with protection from a vaccination and catching COVID with no protection, you know what I'm saying? That's not a hard choice for me.
Yeah, I mean, for some people, some people's situations are different than others. Like I was telling somebody the other day, if you're not going to get the vaccine, what you need to do is you need to follow all protocols.
Yeah.
Wear your mask. Hey, you might need to double mask. Stay
You
your
need to
ass.
double mask.
Stay your ass out of mass gatherings. Anything more than 10 people, you don't need to be around. Make sure you're healthy. Take care of yourself. Like this, the guy that I was talking to, he's a young guy, relatively healthy. So, but for the average person, the average black person in America, like relatively healthy, they not there.
Nah. You're dealing with obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease, diabetes, asthma.
I mean, it's a lot of things that people are dealing with, man. That I don't know. Like I know a person right now that he needs to take the vaccine because of what the procedure he just had. Because if he get COVID, he done. But the mindset is, I don't trust the medical. I don't trust the medical industry. I don't trust this. I don't trust that. Even though I just had a major procedure on me by the medical industry, and that's the stuff I don't get. They were just in your body. They just had their hands in your body, and you
Right.
still anti-vaccine.
Well, those
Come
people
on,
are
man.
weird to me too. Because it's
Come
like,
on,
yo, if they're
man.
going to inject you with something in the vaccine and you just had major surgery, they ain't got to inject you, bro. It's already in there.
That's what everything like, bro. They just put something in you. They just had their hands in you, and you like, nah, I'm cool on the vaccine.
But we talk about this all the time, though. Like logic, people don't utilize it. Common sense, people don't utilize that. You know what, though? I'm gonna give Professor Carlton John PC a shout out right here, because when he say he don't trust the medical establishment, but he don't go to the doctor for shit.
Right. I'm
Everything
cool with
is
that.
like home remedy. Everything is I'm gonna
But-
figure this shit out.
But that's not hypocritical though.
Right.
That's logical. I'm cool. I have no issue with that. Have none. But I am looking sideways at the people who, when it comes to this vaccine, they're like, I don't trust the medical industry. But whenever something bad happens, you run into the doctor.
Yeah, they taking
Select.
their goddamn insulin shots every day.
I mean, but that's selective distrust though. Like they don't even get the dissonance in that.
Nah, because congruency is not a big deal for people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a major thing. Because one of the other things I applaud PC for while I'm thinking about it is PC's been doing what he needs to do to get his health together.
Right.
He's been working out. He's been eating better. He's been doing what he can to drop the weight. So it's not just like I'm gonna rely on these herbal remedies and shit. No, I'm gonna also get my health together. But I'm with you on that, because I know a lot of people I know women that just had babies that was like, I'm not gonna get the vaccine. They got epidurals when they had a baby,
and they had IVs in you.
right?
They had to
So
get the baby shots.
So you got a whole needle placed in your spinal cord to deaden the nerves so that you can have a baby, but you won't let them stick a little ass needle in your arm?
Look, and don't get it twisted. We're not advocating for the virus. All we saying is make it make sense. Whatever logic you go with, just make it make sense.
Be congruent, man. If you're gonna distrust something, distrust it all the way.
Right. Don't halfway distrust the medical industry in this case, but when your life is actually on the line, now you trust it. Aye. Sure.
Right. Right.
that because when people like, man, I'm conspiracy theorists, I'm like, yeah, me too. But the difference between me and you is I read. You just go off of what other people say. So, and you're not really a conspiracy theorist. You just a follower.
Yeah. Because most of the shit people calling conspiracy is not a conspiracy. Like, the shit is right out. It's either right out in the open or you don't know what the hell you're talking about, and it's not true.
Back in my day, when people were conspiracy theorists, they were one of the main books they read was To Behold a Pale Horse. But guess what? Like I said, back in my day when people were conspiracy theorists, they read.
Yeah, they read a lot.
Because they wanted to prove that their theory was correct.
And they would throw a bunch of information at you all at once with sources.
But that's just back in nowadays.
Yeah, right. Nowadays you watch 2 5-minute YouTube videos and you're an expert.
Yeah.
Within the YouTube videos, they have no sources
at all. Even though people can put the sources in their descriptions, but they don't. They
don't even say sources when they be talking. They just be like, "Does that make sense?" And I'll be like,
"No,
nothing you saying makes sense."
No.
Where are your sources? Yeah. Where's the context?
Yeah.
But anyways.